Guys, Deluded Guna, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Fridays equals Q&A days. Arsenal about to kick off against AC Milan. About 20 minutes to go. That's enough time for me to answer you man's questions. Oh, it was dead and you can't even see. But yeah, no one can tell me I don't try hard for you lot as well. I'm going to flash this quick because it's my handwriting. Just as I was about to make this vid, someone hollered on Snapchat and I got their questions in. So don't say I don't try hard for you lot. But guys, get in the comments with your questions. Sunday we go again. I want everyone to ask a question. Enough waffling, man. Let's crack on. Mr. Will Grigg, shout out to him consistently, without a doubt, asks us a question. You mean a lot to me, bro. If I ever blow, like Denitsky, I must call you Dino. You get ace of spades, bro. Obviously, normal. But let's crack on. You've asked. Thoughts on Delight? He's obviously speaking about the centre-half from Ajax. He captained Ajax over the weekend. He's only 18. I believe we should go for him. Or should he stay at Ajax for a few more seasons? Well, from a non-biased point of view, he should stay at Ajax for as long as he can. He's crazy. Like, I'll sit here waffling and rambling for time, but his technical ability, whether it's the tackling, whether it's his ability to sniff danger, he can step out of defence and pass the ball. He's not afraid to carry it. He's extremely good technical abilities. Away from it, that elite mentality, the way he is with the fans, the way he loves responsibility, and he's not the finished product yet. He's gonna be crazy. He's at a fantastic club and a fantastic establishment that has brought him through in Ajax. Shout out to Ajax because they've done a crazy thing. They've given him confidence. How many teams are giving an 18-year-old the captaincy, like you said, much less letting him play week in, week out? We need to remember last year they got to the Europa League final. United banged them in it. No romance in football like that. But it's a fantastic achievement for them to get there. Shout out to Ajax, man. Along with Ajax, along with Gladbach, Frankfurt, Lyon, El Havre, Lens, Scouting Networks A1, and all of them clubs are name drops. If you need a new scout, shout, man, innit? But I would love us to go for him, but he should really stay for a couple of years because he's going to end up at Barcelona, Madrid, these big boy clubs at some point. He's crazy. He will be at one point one of the best, if not the best centre half. And I am gassing him a bit because I like Renugli and these sort of man there. He could be crazy. So like Ryan Sessegnon, different context, of course. No disrespect to Fulham either, but these sort of guys, the moves are gonna happen. You're gonna end up at a bigger boy club. If these mad clubs bid for you, that's a different thing. And if they have to go, they have to go in it. But they can afford to stay, keep playing, keep developing, getting more responsibility. Because the fans, regardless, what you forgetting at Ajax and Fulham, they love him and all of that, but they expect stuff from their big clubs, like specifically Ajax. They expect excellence from their players, so he can learn from that, keep trying to add consistency and deal with the fans' expectations and playing games. So when you do make that move to the Madrids and the Barcelonas and these clubs, where again the expectation at these clubs it goes bigger than just being a technically good footballer, you'll be able to adapt and the likelihoods of success will be better. Hopefully that answers your question. You've put, should we go for Decore from Watford? He covers the ground superbly, has accurate passing, and is strong in the challenge, ticks all the boxes we need, and shouldn't cost a fortune, and is Premier League proven. Bro, you've said it. I don't need to add on, man. You're a smart guy. Like, I've made videos about that. Like, we should, but would we? We know this has been Arsenal's thing. What we actually should do and what we actually do or would do are two different things, and that's why we haven't had success of sorts. Yeah, you can point to cups and that, but you get what I mean. Thank you for asking your questions, man. Karif asks, can a player be bigger than a gaffer in the dressing room? It's sad to say, but of course, not back in the days. Well, back in the days you could, but back in the days you could tell a player to shut up. Obviously, you can speak like this to players, but you could say certain terms and speak to a certain player a certain way, and they'd have to take it, or they'd have to have thick skin, or they know where it's coming from. Now, you say that to a player 9 times out of 10, it's the agents, it's talking in the press, it's leaking stuff, it's big little stuff. Players are divas now. It's that real. Players are divas now because they can afford to be. They know their worth, and to be honest, it's a good thing because you've seen some incidences. But yeah, you've also seen that many teams, when I don't want to name drop clubs, but at a point when Chelsea sacked their manager, Leicester lost their manager, these players instantly played better for another manager. So if one player doesn't like you and he has influence in the dressing room, he can turn other players against you. If I look back to my grassroots days, there were we had a manager like Wolfram Abbey, like the players were fully against him. Like I don't want to name drop the manager, but we're fully against him. Like we fully realised you was a waste man. Like we would do training with like, why are we here? Why are we doing this sort of stuff? We wouldn't play. We'll do our own tactics on a match day, and we were going through a tough period as a season. Like I could definitely tell you, you can. Like you definitely can. It's sad to say, but yeah, they can be bigger. And you've put, do you think a manager could lose the dressing room for a game or two for picking the wrong side because the players won't feel confident? Well, yeah, that's ultimately how managers lose jobs, because they don't pick the wrong sides. Players lose faith, or players play poorly because they don't believe the manager can kick them on anymore, and things of that nature. So for sure, let's take Pochettino. It's not the best example, but when Pochettino played Real Madrid the first leg, or the first game in the league, in the Champions League, he picked some bookie players and some bookie tactics. They were questionable. In fact, in the post game, the players basically said, "What the hell?" And then after the game, they were calling him a genius. It worked. They won. He is a genius, like they said, and he was doing his thing. But on the flip, let's flip that in another reality. If it went the other way and they had a string of results where they were playing poorly, yeah, they would begin to question him. As you're seeing with Wenger, essentially, the players clearly have lost it. They're crying out for, sad to say, but they're crying out for new ideas. They're crying out for new tactics. They're crying out to inspired player. At the same time, I believe players should be inspired anyways, but they're crying out for a lot of these things, to be honest with you. So it's for sure, bro. Roman Polish asks is, deluded, in your experience, is it about those who work hard enough that determines if they can make it or not? Or are there other factors? For example, why do hot prospects fail even when injuries do not come into play? Is it about work ethic? There's many factors, bro. One thing that's spoken about, and why I like to see guys from the ends make it, why I like to see the likes of Martel, Crosdale, Raheem Sterling, all of these sort of guys make it and come out the ends, because stitch up is real. It doesn't matter how talented you are. At the same time, I don't advocate pushing kids into academies, but if you want your kid or your young sibling or you yourself want to make it, you kind of need to play at a club where they're playing at reputable tournaments where your talent can be seen. It's about putting something in the window. You got to think about it. If you own a shop and you sell bikes and you've got the best bikes, there's no good at being at the back of the store. You need it at the front so you can advertise it, right? So by that logic, you need to do that with kids. It's sad to say, but if you play for certain teams in Hertfordshire and Cheshunt and more affluent areas, and they play in reputable tournaments, they have stronger finance and connections and these sort of things, you're more likely to make it. There's reputable clubs from the ends that have struggled, that have made prospects and made players despite all of that. But that's how it is, man. There's many factors, man. There's that aspect. There's the who you know aspect, like tying into that work ethic. There's many different vices as a footballer that you've got to swerve, man. There's people around you are bad mind. People around you could just want to live your life just because you can afford it, because of the benefits that come with being a baller, turning up in a club, popping all these bottles, doing all this mad stuff. These people are bad man. They know that they're leading you astray and you're doing the wrong thing. But if you fail, they're not going to be there for you. And if you keep succeeding, they're going to keep having these mad times. So it's about the individual. It's about the circle. It's about who you are mentally, and it's about who you have around you. Who around you is important, because footballers have a lot of free time. And they have a lot of money and a lot of attention. It can be used for good, but it can also go the other way. It's about working hard, but working hard is only one thing. I don't know all the answers, bro. There's many variables as to why players don't make it. Also, timing. Rashford, he had the ability. Cream always rises to the top, so he would have probably made it at United. But when did he come true? There was injuries. He got into the lineup Europa League. He took his chances. Sometimes it don't matter how good you are. If the time is not right, if the first team aren't having the best results, and the managers, there's madness going on and they're a bit reluctant. Look at West Brom. They're playing a couple young players, but is it necessarily the best environment and healthy for a club? A manager might be reluctant to change things, or will change things that it won't suit you, or just might not have faith in you. Then the next man might come in and he might believe in you and throw you in. Football's a funny old game. It's about opinions. If you're the manager of Bayern Munich and you think this player is the best thing since sliced bread, you're gonna play him. If you think he's doo-doo, he might be the complete opposite. He might be better than Messi. But if you don't believe that and you're not playing him, you're not getting a chance. There's many variables, bro. Who you know as well, man. Many of these ballers, I'm not trying to sound sour or nothing, but many of these ballers only made it car. Their dads were legends at championship. I know from personal experience, their dads were legends at championship clubs, and now they've got jobs as coaches and that, and they bring them in. Like, it's that simple. Like, they're basic as well. This is what happens. Go and look at most of these footballers in the Prem, and I guarantee you'll find an uncle or a stepdad or their dad knew this and could do that. I don't blame them. It's about milking the game and using it for what it's worth, but that's what it is, and I'm here to give you the realness. Bello asks is, Nigeria, hopefully that answers your question, my G. But Bello asks is, with Nigeria, Egypt and Senegal in this year's World Cup, if one of them reaches the semi-finals of the World Cup, do you believe they'll consider it a massive achievement? Yeah, they could and they should, to be honest with you. It'd be good achievement for any of them African countries. And I'm rooting for all the underdogs, to be honest with you, apart from if Brazil go out. So yeah, secondly, Arsenal, Liverpool and some bottle jobs near us have been linked with moves for Kondogbia as of the 11th of March 2018. what do you know about him, and would he be a good shout for us? He's a decent player. Everyone's seen him. He bossed us a couple of years ago at Monaco. It didn't work out for him at Inter. He's found his feet of sorts at Valencia. So yeah, man. Next question. Harry Hunter asks, if you owned a club and could choose between Allegri and Jardim as our next manager, who would you choose? I would have said Jardim, and I've still a part of me wants to say Jardim, but any of you that got Netflix or got a Buki way, type in first team Juventus. There's only 3 episodes, but I've been getting gassed off it, man. Juventus, Allegri been gassing me, so I'm going to scream my guy Allegri. So, yeah. DNM9 asks, what's your Fridays like? Just chill off, man. Take a shower, chill off, man. Just cheers to the weekend sort of thing. I can't talk about certain stuff on this shit, too tough. But if I ever meet you, yeah, man. You've also asked, what do you think of my dream post-Wenger era? Yeah, let's see what this is. He's got Allegri as coach, Henry as assistant. We bring in Zaha, Mahrez, Adama, Torreira, Koulibaly. What do you think? And I want to know yours. You'd have to give me some time to think about mine, my guy. But I'd be all for Torreira. Zaha's my guy, but nah. Adama Traore, nah. Mahrez, shout to Mahrez. Yeah, man. So yeah. Anywho, next question. Jack Lau asks, what player / prospect did you want to make it the most that hasn't quite made it to the level you thought they would hit? Sanchez Watt, man. My guy's banting me about that. Sanchez Watt, fam. Like, the nostalgia of that FA youth thing, man. Bury them. I wanted all of them. I wanted Ojekok to make it here. Henry Lansbury, man. I wanted Lansbury. Probably Lansbury, Sanchez Watt, Colon, if you lot remember him. Pateau. There's quite a few, man. El Shari was wavy for a sec. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question, man. Tariq asked, Wenger leaves in May. How long do you give the next manager to win a cup? What will you also judge him on personally? Well, from a personal point of view, it's all about the context. If someone was to take over today, I'm not going to expect fireworks. I'm going to expect to see, though, over time, a clear way of playing or attempting to play. I'm going to, obviously, you have to pattern up defensively. I want to see us aggressive out of play, out of possession, winning the ball back, pressing high. These are the sort of things. I'm not going to judge a man off my principles per se, but whatever he stands for as a footballing man or how he likes to play, I want to see him try and stamp that off immediately. Bring in the centre-halves and these positions, get rid of the deadwood ultimately. And first season, we don't know what's going to happen, so I'll probably give him a bit of leeway. The next manager, for me, 3-year period, I need to see some sort of progress in each year, to be honest. I don't know how it's going to happen, and it's almost an impossible job after. So, yeah, man. Probably within a 3-year period, he has to show me something, man. You've got, on one hand, Arsenal fans want Wenger out, we do, but three cups, 4 years, but Poch is praised in the same breath about, and he ain't won a thing. It's true, to be fair, 2 different contexts. When Pochettino is Wenger's age, you'd like to think he'd have a fair bit of trophies, but it's true, he doesn't. He gets treated like a bit of an angel. Even with the per se youth record, if you put his youth record under the scope a bit, you're going to hear the same Harry Winks and these lot. If you were to compare the equivalents of Jadon Sancho, Nelson, Maitland-Niles, a couple of United youngsters, McTominay, I'd like to see how much youngsters Spurs have played. But I don't think that's necessarily fair on Poch. But I do feel where you're coming from. Different bit of context. Spurs in general, they really need to be judged on not winning trophies now because they've been 30 for a number of years now. So I feel that, man. You've also got, how many people would want to be pro footballers if it only paid minimum wage? Me, I can't answer that question, but me for sure, man. 40 bags, man, would take that. A lot of people would do that. I mean, I would, for sure. Just make money some other ways or get another income, for sure, man. I'd like to think everybody would, a couple man would, so yeah. Ryan asked, thoughts on UK drill rappers hiding their face? Well, if you're going to talk all of this crud, it's smart that you hide your face. I don't know how it works with you blowing, trying to get music money and that, but yeah, man, at least you're smart and you ain't going to get picked up or nothing. So yeah. Igal Ibrahim asks, are out-and-out wingers becoming extinct in today's football? There seems to be more Neymar and Salah in the world than less Perez, Beckham now. Well, I think Salah's pretty direct, and I'd like to think Neymar's a bit direct, a bit more than the two you actually named. To be honest with you, they were both good players, but yeah, I think he mixed that up a bit. But definitely, I've made vids about this. It's all about everyone wants to come inside. It's all about everybody wants to come inside and do neatness. That's why I love the likes of Mahrez. These are rare players now that just want to embarrass someone, get the chalk on their boots and stuff. And I mean, even Mahrez loves to come inside as well to a degree. So yeah, man, hopefully that answers your question. DMN9 asks is again, Lowski loose or K-Trap? K-Trap. JP Jackson asks is Wenger overly patient with youth? Look at McTominay, Christensen, Winks, Rashford, and yeah. Of course, bro. It's clear to see, man. Winks ain't played that much. Too tough, to be honest, when you put him under the microscope. He's had injuries. But yeah, man, Wenger holds on to you for too long. Look, he wanted to loan out Gnabry to Charlton. Gnabry bust out now. My man technically plays for Bayern Munich. You're seeing other players. I'm not going to list the players here. Wenger's very old-fashioned. We need to get rid of, man. Like, really, he's still skilled with youth and that, and I still need to respect him, and let's not be silly in that. But clearly, yeah, on that aspect, like, just play Reece Nelson, man. Make a man throw bids on the floor and everything there. But yeah. You've also got thoughts on Denzel Dumfries. That's the fullback that plays in Holland. I ain't really watched him too tough, but I'm sure that Chelsea loanee grabbed his balls or something a few months ago or so and got suspended for that. He's decent, man. Yeah, I'm sure you know more than him, and I'd be keen to find out. But with that, guys, is the Q&A, man. Guys, Deluded, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Get a comment, subscribe, and do the rest. Thank you for watching.